to come to the house till after dark in the long summer evening, for people were so censorious. I was to tell Madame Olimey that I was going to the theatre with a friend. I was so pleased to think that I would get rid of Pierre, that on the morning when he stopped me to ask me again about the money, I showed him the letter of the great judge and told him I would make the judge put him in prison if he did not go away and leave me alone. "He is your lover," said Pierre. "I will kill him." But I laughed, for I knew Pierre did not care if I had many lovers. I said to him, "Pierre, you would extort the money, blackmail the English call it, do they not, Monsieur Crewe? But you would not kill. Sir Horace is not afraid of you. If you go near him he would have you taken off to jail." But Pierre, he was deep in thought. Several times he said, "I want money." Each time I said to him, "Then you must work for it." "That is no way to get money," he answered. "This great judge, he has much money, is it not so?" I left him, monsieur, thinking of money. But I did not know how bad his thoughts were. I returned home and I told Madame Holymead I would go to the theatre that night. I left the house at 8 o'clock, and after walking along Piccadilly and Regent Street took the train to Hampstead. Then I walked up to the house of Sir Horace so as not to be too early. The gate was opened and I thought that strange, but I had no thought of murder. As I walked up the garden I heard a shot, two shots, and then a cry, and the sound of something falling on the floor. The door of the house was open and the light was burning in the hall. Upstairs I heard the noise of footsteps, quick footsteps, and then I heard them coming down the staircase. I was afraid, and I hid myself behind the curtains in the hall. The footsteps came down and nearer, and when they passed me I looked out to see. Monsieur, it was Pierre. I called to him softly, 'Pierre, Pierre.' He looked round, and his face, it was so different, so dreadful. He did not know my voice, and he ran away from me with a cry. Monsieur, my heart is a brave one. I have not what you call nerves, but when I knew I was alone in the great house with I knew not what, a great fear clutched me. I stood still in the hall with my eyes fixed on the stairs above. At first all was silent, then I heard a dreadful sound, a groan. I wanted to run away then, monsieur, but the good God commanded me to go up and into the room where a fellow creature needed me. I went upstairs and along to the door of a room which was half open. I pushed it wide open and went in. Mon Dieu! The judge was alone there, dying. Pierre had shot him. He lay along the floor gasping, groaning, and the blood dripping from his breast. When I saw this, I ran forward and took his poor head on my knee and tried to stop the blood with my handkerchief. But as I did, the judge groaned once more. He knew me not, though I called him by name. In terrible agony he writhed his head off my breast. His hand clutched at the hole in his breast, closing on my handkerchief, and so he died. Monsieur, strange it may seem, but I do assure that I became calm again when he was dead. I rose to my feet and looked around me in the room. On the floor near him I saw a revolver. I picked it up and hid it in my bag. The tube of it was warm. Then I sat down in a chair and thought what I must do. The police must not know I was there. They must not know he was my lover. I thought of my letters that I wrote to him. He had them hidden in a little drawer at the back of his desk, a secret drawer. Often he had shown me my letters there, and once he had showed me where to find the spring that opened the drawer. So I searched for the spring and I found it. The drawer opened and there were my letters tied together. I took them all and hid them in my bag, and then I closed the hiding place. There remained but the handkerchief which my lover held in his hand. I tried to get it out, but I could not. In my hurry I dragged it out. It came away then, but left a little bit in his hand. It did not show. I dared not wait longer. I turned out the light and hurried out of the room and downstairs. Again I turned out the light and closed the door and hurried away. That, monsieur, is my story."
Chapter 22 of the Hampstead Mystery by John R. Watson and Arthur J. Rees. Read by Lars Rolander.